Hey everybody, this is Calvin Waite. I trade crypto for a living. I'm not a registered or licensed financial advisor, planner, or broker, so nothing on this channel should be taken as a recommendation to buy or sell. I also trade all of these things, so I probably have a vested interest in there. But there's plenty of entertainment value and lots of education, so this will be awesome. For those of you who didn't know, my subscription channel is live. So look at the link in the description over at cryptoinfluencers.com and you can see how I make all of my trades and what I do and what I think about everything. This channel is for more hypothetical and looking at trends, and the other one is for actual trading, so you might be interested in that. Hey, happy Monday, everybody. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope you enjoyed your Father's Day yesterday. Yesterday was pretty awesome for me. My kids made me breakfast and spoiled me to death. It was pretty cool. There are those few payoff days. I'll take it. So congratulations, Boston 22. You were the winner for the Saturday giveaway. And then yesterday there was one more. Just see where that went. Oh, these are all today's. So yeah, I know it looks like, yeah, it's Ruliek. You're the winner. So you can tell when you hover over it, you'll see Calvin Waite reacted with a trophy. I noticed some other people are putting a trophy on their thing, but that doesn't mean they won anything. So I've been putting them on manually if they win, and congratulations when you do. So yeah, all you have to do is find my account or find cryptoinfluencers.com. And you can click on the free one here and just subscribe to the free channel and then open chat and you're good to go. If you want to do the pro version, it's over here. So there is that. Okay, let's talk about our weekend. It was kind of a crazy one, and today is a crazy day. Yesterday we closed with a red candle, and if we go to our weekly close, there are some interesting things that happened. Some very questionable, but we kind of have to take every move as it comes. So yesterday, last week's candle, we ended up falling down pretty good. We found a low of 24,800. Our low on the week was plenty to confirm a crossover between our weekly upper wicks here. 25,250 was the number we were after, and we managed to get it. The high here was 25,047, 25,211, 25,250, and 25,250. So this low managed to cross 4 wicks. Yep, this one did not. So it crossed 4 wicks. We have a perfect flip from resistance here to support here, and we ended up with a green candle. I was gonna say anything that would have been flat or better would have been bullish, because we have such a nice long tail here that it's looking good. We started getting a little bit too high on our week, so there were a couple of questions. First of all, there is the 200-week moving average, and we obviously missed it. So we hit a wick on it, but we obviously missed it, and we closed within, let's see, yeah, within $40, less than $40 away from our 20. The 20-week moving average can be an ugly resistance for us if we slip below this and lose it. So we really are on the cusp of further downside or a return. So I think if you take away all of the averages, so let me just hide the averages really quick, and you look at this pattern just in its pure form, this is bullish. We have a beautiful reversal candle here. I think this is a decent candle to get us moved out, but we are definitely within our falling wedge. This is a bullish falling wedge though, so the breakout should happen to the upside. And especially where we've intersected with these wicks here, we pretty much have everything we need on Bitcoin to start a push to the upside. So this now closes in 6 days, so the weekly is going to be uninteresting for us for a little while. So now we'll have to go back to daily, but if I add the averages back in, let's see. Okay. Yeah, so if I put these back in, there is resistance. So I don't know. I just feel like we've fallen a long ways, and we've done a lot of work over the past. Yeah, this was our 10th month since our top. So we're working on our week. So this is week 10 if you include this red candle. 10 weeks from our top. So that's a long time. That's plenty of time for a pullback. We definitely had a lot of consolidation and all kinds of exciting stuff going on, and this was only a matter of like seven or 8 weeks through this entire experience. And so for us to be going on 10 with this lazy pullback, it just really feels bullish to me. But let's look in the daily and see a little bit more about what's going on. So as I was pointing out to the pro channel on Saturday, we had a nice candle. This was above the 50% mark here. And then we got a bigger candle. So we are accelerating, which is positive. And then we had a smaller candle, which is a deceleration. And we decelerated right at the daily 20. So this is bearish, but I was just really on the fence. I was like, I just have a feeling that we're probably, that there's a little bit more strength here. And mostly because we started a new candle right at the bottom of this and then ended up with a small green candle. So I kind of was like, you know what? Even if we pull back a little through the weekend, it's not going to be the end of the world. So we'll reevaluate Monday. So we're still going to reevaluate in another 4 hours, but so far we only have this red candle to look at. This day has been so volatile, I have no idea where it's going to close. Talking about today. But if we look at this little red candle, it matches kind of perfectly with the other candle. So technically this would sort of be a bearish engulfing, because the candle bodies are matching. The wicks are higher and now the wicks lower. So it kind of feels like we're losing a little bit of, we're getting a little bit more pressure to the downside. In other words, we're kind of accelerating all the way up until today. So today is just a wild day. I think people are digesting the BlackRock news. They're not sure whether to go up or down with that. I think that's probably the most bullish thing that we've seen in a long time. And people are really trying to digest that, because I know that it can be a long road, and I know the SEC has played games with everybody, but man, if we get surprised and BlackRock gets approved in the next 3 months or 5 months or something, man, everyone who's already in is going to be majorly rewarded, because if news comes out that it's live, it will launch, and everyone that's already in is going to benefit. So I think there's a lot of people that are looking at finding a position, and it's crazy bullish. So it might be what we need. And if today we've resisted on the 20 and we've pulled back, and our close yesterday was right on this line again, absolutely perfect, right on this line. So I pointed this out on Saturday to the pro channel, and now look at that. It played out perfectly as support. And I'll tell you, one of my favorite patterns is when we have a green push, and then we have a small green, a small red, and then either an equal sized green or a larger green. Like this little S is phenomenal. It just creates so much momentum, because it gives us a foothold, but we don't lose any momentum to the upside. So we can't talk about our close today. If I go to the 5-minute chart, you can just see how wild this day has been. It all started off with a crazy fake out. Man, it's just been full of fake outs. This is one of the major lessons in trading, is to make sure that you're under trading, not over trading. Because on the 16th, we had this 5-minute, it was actually a few minutes where we just plummeted down. And then a few minutes later, we launched all the way back up, and then we launched on our green zone. So this is a danger for people that are watching charts too closely and that are a little trigger happy. These will kill you. This stuff here is very, very, it's designed specifically to get you to sell at the absolute bottom before we go up. And we've done it a few times. here was a pretty steep drop before we bounced, and then we took off. And then, yeah, so this was kind of a quick wick, but it did not materialize. And so we have to really be watching these. But yeah, this happened very, very quickly. If I go to the 1 minute, it's a little more visible. But see, right before we pushed all the way up to 27,000, look what we did. Very similar. We had a high volume candle that dropped us, and sometimes this can be catastrophic. We start a high volume candle to the downside, and then it just rolls off. So there's a lot to be said for being patient and level-headed. And, you know, depending on the shape of the chart, you know, there's quite a long ways. Even if this had really fallen off, there's quite a ways we'd have to drop before we really lost anything. So what I mean by that, and I'll just go quickly to the daily, is that if we sold off really, really bad or whatever, and all we did was end up establishing a higher low than this, it would actually be crazy bullish. So it doesn't mean sell the second you see something moving. You know, we have to kind of see how things actually play out. But going back to that 1 minute, we had a major fake out, super emotional, dropped us down for just a minute. We pulled back up, and then we completely launched to here. And then we had flipped from resistance to support at the bottom of this, and boom, green zone. So we have to be a little careful with that. Now we had kind of a fake out to the upside, because then we reversed course all the way down to a low of 26,428, and we were trading in the zone of 26,440, like right before all of this happened. So, man, Bitcoin is not being very friendly lately. Super volatile, really emotional, and so, you know, we're just really trying to be careful of overreacting. But yeah, I mean, on the one, you don't trade the 1 minute chart. If you do, you're crazy. But I mean, it's just, things just unravel so quickly. But we're starting to gain strength for now, and we'll just see where we end up. But boy, I don't like to see a high like this, because sometimes that'll mark your resistance for the day. But there is something to be said for our intraday wick. So let's talk about that. On the daily, we lost our 50 right here when we dropped out of the green zone into the yellow. And the yellow zone is bearish. We don't want to be in the yellow zone, because oftentimes it will eventually lead to a red zone, and that's just, we're just kind of in free fall city until we finally exit the red zone, and then that's usually the perfect place to buy. Well, we exited the green zone back May 7th. So we've been in this downtrend for quite a while, and we may potentially this might be our bottom. And there's a decent reason why. But when we go from green to yellow, it's because we lost our 50. So slipping below the 50 is bad. And we went through quite a while, and then we finally retouched it May 28th and 29th as resistance. So we pulled up to the 50 and fully rejected off of the 50. Well, today we are trying again. So this was a perfect rejection. So that's not great. The day's not over, and we have to kind of wait to see how everything goes. But rejecting off of the 50 at regular intervals is not helpful. So this is definitely questionable. The only thing that we have going for us is that we did get above the 20. The 9 day is starting to slope upwards. And if by the time the 9 and 20 cross and we're still above it, it actually is bullish. So this is more bullish than bearish, but we don't want to hit the 20 and fully retreat like that, or the 50. We don't want to hit this 50 and then retreat completely all the way down, because then that's one of those hot stove situations where the market touches a level and just completely reverses from there. And it puts an exclamation point on the either the resistance or the support. In this case, it would be resistance off the 50. So we want to close as close as we can. But there's a lot going on here. the least of which is this line that has been support since December of 2022. We slipped through it on the 10th of June, and potentially we're rejecting off it. There's a chance we're not, and the chance that we're not is kind of simply the fact that we have hit it so many times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. If today we put a candle body on it, then we might actually have a stronger case of actually breaking it. But this slip below here was is a bearish thing. So we kind of need to get, if we can get above this and get above our 50, like everything's changed. So that's just how these things are. You have to wait for the kind of the cycle to play its course. But we would have to close above 27,057 in order to kind of flip everything. So we're dealing with some resistance. I guess the hard work of this move was that it just has taken so long. It hasn't really fallen off, so prices haven't, accelerated. And the hard work is being patient while it does this lazy pullback. But if we get up here, gather up a little bit of support as a higher low, we are primed. Like, we're right on the upper end of our boundary to push upwards. So it's a little more visible on the weekly, but here you can kind of see I put some lines here where I'm connecting the slope that's furthest away from price action is this top line here. And then we have a slightly steeper slope between here. And then our steepest was this one between these two candles, which is now broken. So this slope has broken, which means our acceleration to the downside has diminished. So this I can actually remove now, since this is not describing our price action. But we're now playing with this level here. And if we get above it by end of day, it's positive. So there are more positives than negatives, because the steepness of our slope is decreasing. So we're actually starting to go more bullish as we go. But yeah, it's just very slow and methodical how we do this. And then after today, so if I go to the 1 hour, you can just see how insane it's been. It's been so volatile, this massive red bearish engulfing on the 1 hour, just such a huge fake out. Like that really makes trading difficult. Technically on the 1 hour, we would be entering here and then exiting here. But when we enter the green zone again, you can get back in, and we're in the green zone again. So right now we're bullish. But the real news is that the 4 hour, we've been waiting for quite a long time to see if our exit from the 4 hour will stick. And we had pointed out, I think we're on exit number 7 of the red zone. We had so many attempts of crossing the 50 and staying there. And in this case, we did stick the landing. So we exited the red zone here, and that was at 25,884. So that is well below our current price action. And we've also overcome this level of resistance. And now we've got price action ranging back up in this area, which is slightly below. Yeah, so it's in this range. So this section here, the support that was back in this area and this area here became resistance here. It remains resistance here, but we're kind of doing an inverse head and shoulders here. So this is positive. And the other thing that's really positive is that I'm watching, just like we were watching the 200 on the daily. So our 200 had been resistance. This was kind of a fake out, but we really got hammered on a rejection here, 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 and here, and then finally popped above it here. And now we're in a green zone. So that was just a huge accomplishment. The bigger the time frame that you do this on, the better. And so if you look at our 200 here, we lost it for the first time here. We're up and down across it again. But when we left it here, it really became resistance. This was sort of a fake out where we struggled with it, but this was a very clean rejection off the 200. This was a very clean rejection off the 200. This was a clean rejection off the 200, and we put a candle body on it right here. This was yesterday before we sold off really hard. So this 200 has been a battle. Well, in the last 9 minutes, so since we've started this this video, we do technically have a close above it, just the ugliest looking candle you've ever seen. But we'll take what we can get, right? Yeah, so anyway, our 4-hour candle that we closed while I was recording this, it did close just above the 200. With this long wick, we will need another 4 hours as confirmation. So when this day closes, which is, yeah, in 3-4 hours from now, if this candle has kept its candle body above the 200, then we'd probably give it more, we'd give a little bit more solidity to the fact that we're breaking the 200 on the 4 hour. But yeah, breaking the 200 on the 4 hour is magic. This could really be the exit of the red zone that we've been waiting for, because we haven't seen a green zone since we left. Yeah, so we left the green zone at a price of 30,000 on the 4 hour, and we've had entrance attempts. Probably the cleanest was probably here at 27,384. And so we're within about $600 of that entry point. Well, actually, no, $1,000 below, because the entry would have been here. But we're kind of in that range where we've pulled back. We've had a pretty solid pullback. And now, if we can stay above this 200 and this whole market turns around, this is the definition of our next leg up. Because once we start seeing green zones on the 4 hour, our next leg up is well underway. So I just see more bullish. I see more case for the bulls than I do the bears. And I really liked how we came off of this bottom with such authority and exited this red zone here and created a long, prolonged price action where we supported above our most recent resistance here. So it's looking good, but man, there is a battle today. The 15-minute chart kind of shows the story. Look at this thing. I don't know how you trade this. If I was an intraday trader, I don't know, you've just been stopped out all over the place. I'm just a bigger fan of ignoring the market, and every 24 hours you go and you investigate your positions and see how you're doing, because this is really hard to call. Is this a bullish market? Is it a bearish market? I mean, on the 15-minute, it's bullish because we have exited a red zone. We do have support on the top of our golden cross now. There are positive things here, but man, if you were sitting in front of your computer all day, I bet you're going to need a motion sickness pill or something. This is not fun to trade. But yeah, I mean, pretty cool. If we have a solid and sustained exit of the red zone, man, that's pretty incredible, because that's not too far away from where we were in green zone recently. So we didn't get much of a pullback if we're at red zone already. But sometimes markets need time to consolidate and regain their strength over time. Sometimes time can be the biggest booster, and then you go from there. But today's a funny day. The stock market's not open, so anybody that's hanging out on a Monday, they only have crypto to look at. So I guess that's the day that things get wild and emotional. And here we are again, 26,842. I have no idea if this will be sustained or not. Usually on the second attempt, it's more sustainable. But I also don't know if we're just going to oscillate and we'll end up right in the middle around 26, 600 or 650. Yeah, your guess is good as mine when it comes to this kind of insanity. But 4 hour is looking really nice. The 4 hour looks awesome. This exit of the red zone, it's like everything has exited the red zone. The 4 hour exited. The 1 hour did a while ago, and now we're in a green zone, so that's awesome. 15-minute just exited. 5-minute exited not long ago. We're in a green zone again. And then the 1 minute, we're just exiting the yellow to starting in on a golden cross on the 1 minute. So there's a lot of strength, a lot of good things happening. You know, if we can close anywhere in the vicinity of this 50, I'd be pretty happy about that. Very, very happy about it. But yeah, our weekly close is pretty ugly. We're gonna need to do something to get out of here because we resisted off of the 20, we resisted off of the 200. Anything that's happening on a lower time frame does not trump what's happening on the major time frame. So missing these is not good. The only thing I like is that we know we're getting near the end of this leg down, and this sure is a bullish reversal candle. So it might give us what we need regardless of the averages that we're fighting against. Yeah, so anyway, let's cross our fingers that this week will give us something. If we get above this candle body open, which was 27,120, like if we get visibly up here and close over here, everyone's going to say, hey, we've broken this falling wedge. And that could really, really pay dividends over the next few months, actually. Because if we break down this downtrend to the upside, it's going to get fun again very quickly. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. Ethereum, there's really not much to say. It just, we did get a reversal candle, but it was red and it did reject perfectly off the 20. It's just not pretty. The Ethereum looks like it's going to struggle unless it's taken by the hand by Bitcoin at this point. I know that the fundamentals are better for Ethereum, so I think it's really a matter of time. But we're getting a beautiful smile on our 50, and this type of thing does help because you get your momentum pulled in the right direction, and it really can pay off there. Bitcoin as well. We're getting a nice smile on our 50. Our 50 is now, 50 week is at 22,500. I still feel like the 50 is a kind of a worst case. Like if we ended up falling or something, we will most likely bounce off of this thing. But I kind of feel like we're there. This weekly close is a reversal, and hopefully we can pop up in a way that's visible and obvious, and then our next leg is right here. Where would I estimate that our first stop, we will probably find some pretty decent resistance right on the 100 week. That is 32,700. So that's been my target this entire time. So maybe we'll get there. We'll see. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for being here, you guys. I appreciate you supporting me. I noticed that more people are watching my videos, which is pretty cool. So anyone that's new, I appreciate your eyes on the things that I'm doing. If you want to learn how to manage risk and do all the hard stuff like position size and patience and all that stuff, you can join the Pro channel if you wish. But other than that, I'll let you go, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Come on Wednesday for the live stream. That always happens at 12:30 Mountain Time. All right, see you guys. Thanks for making it to the end of my video. Make sure you keep those trades small. Don't force a trade. Don't get impatient. And if you want to see how all this works, please come over and check me out on the subscription channel at cryptoinfluencers.com. Again, the link is in the description.